Let's go. Let's get this started. Let's say you want to go and do a skydiving course. What do you think? Like, what's your best guess? How much time do you spend on theory and preparing before actually jumping out of a moving and fully functioning plane? A month, 2 months, a week, 2 weeks, 5 days, 2 days? It's 1.5 days. I did a, it's literally 1.5 days. Like, I didn't believe it either. Like, I was like, what? You go there the first day, you talk about theory a bit. The next morning, you do like some exercises and then you jump. I'm out here doing preparations my whole life, preparing for the moment the best way I can. And then I go skydiving and I'm like, okay, they're going to give me like a lot of preparation and learning. And no, it's 1.5 days. The way that I did it is I always was intrigued by skydiving. Whenever somebody would say like they skydive and whatever, I would like be like, oh my God, that is so amazing. I really want to try that. I wanted to try that forever. And I did a tandem jump, which is you don't have your own parachute, you jump with somebody else. And I loved it. I loved it. I fell in love. Like when I touched the ground, I was like, oh my God, this is the first time that I've seen nature in a different way, in a sense that, oh my God, this is like, it's so nice to be on the ground. I was happy to just walk. And on the way back, as soon as we landed, I told them I'm for sure gonna be doing the course. So I came back and I did the course like without any prior knowledge. Like I didn't watch a YouTube video. I didn't know anything about the culture or anything about skydiving really. I get there and I'm from Serbia. I speak English and my third language that I've learned is German. I live in Vienna. They don't speak like normal German that you learn in school here, but they don't use that much of like I'm used to kind of a dialect here. But where I was jumping is in a smaller city in Austria. It's called Wiener Neustadt. And they use fucking dialect words that I've never heard before in my life. So think about this. I go there and I'm like signing up for this course. I go there the first day. And yeah, the guy says in his German accent, Austrian accent, that yeah, we're doing today preparations and theory. Tomorrow we do like some exercises, like how to open the parachute and stuff, practice a bit of the landing, and then we're up in the air. I'm like, did I understand this correctly? Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe it's like at least 2 days. Give me at least 2 days. Like when do I have the time to for my mind to process all this information before I fucking jump from like 4,000 meters up in the air? He starts speaking and doing theory, which I don't understand many of it. We get like this huge book and you're following through a book. And I'm like, can you please speak on like Hochdeutsch? Can you please speak on like formal German? And he's like, oh yeah, yeah, sorry. And then he speaks one sentence. I shit you not. It's one fucking sentence on Hochdeutsch, on formal German, and he switches back to Auf eine Hupfen. Like, what the fuck, bro? I don't understand any of these words. You know what I mean? So I'm just sitting there. I'm like, oh, I'm fucked. What am I doing? And yeah, we learned these things, and then the next day, it's the morning. So in the morning, it's he puts you up, like he puts you up on this thing. You're hanging from a floor, like hanging from the ceiling. The guy shows you like photos of your parachute, the way that it opened. It shows you like he shows you a photo of a parachute, the way that it opened, and you have to react. Okay, so it's like, okay, this is a bad opening, but it can be fixed. So you pull on the things and then it opens up, and it's like, okay, good. The next one, okay, it's a bad opening, and the guy, so you're hanging from there, the guy fucking moves you around, so he's swinging you everywhere to kind of like give you a sense of what it would be like if you're there up in the air and that shit happened. And so you gotta be like, fuck, okay, right hand here, left hand here, pull the right to do the fucking detachment of the thing, pull the left to open the reserve parachute. You gotta know it from sleep, and they taught us that the day before. So I was there in sleep. I was like, okay, here, right, left. Okay, come on. Like I had to remember it. It was It's insane. It's insane. They teach you the landing pattern where you're like, okay, you have an altimeter where you see how high up you are, and based on like the meters, the height, you have to like do certain maneuvers in order to land based on where the wind is blowing. So if you're going towards the wind. So if the wind is blowing this way and you go with the wind, that is bad because you get extra speed, right? Let's say that there is a 40 kilometers per hour wind and you're moving 40 kilometers per hour normally with a parachute. That's going to be 80 kilometers per hour. But if you go against the wind, then you're at 0, which is what you want to do. So you want to know where the wind is at and go against it. And then you land perfectly, right? So, luckily, very luckily, the weather was not the best that second day. And I was never happier to be like, okay, thank God. I was like, thank God. People around me were like, oh no, we want to jump. I was like, am I the only one here that is like fucking, I would like to have at least, give me 2 days. I don't want to be up there in the air, be like, which hand was it again? Like, give me a second to practice, you know? Yeah, so it's called AFF course. And I think it's called accelerated free fall. That's what it is. And you jump from the first try, you're 4,000 feet in the air, 4,000 meters in the air with your own parachute. And you have 2 people, very experienced people, holding on to you. One of them is holding on your right side here and on your leg, and the other one is on the left side. This is because you would think that if you just jump, you're kind of falling down or whatever. And then the biggest issue is if the parachute is going to open. But that's like the least of your concerns, man. And I've learned about that later. The parachute is the least of your concerns. Parachute will open most of the time. It's the landing that you got to think about and the way that you open the parachute and when. So there's 2 people holding on to you so that they keep you in balance so that you fall properly, because otherwise you're just going to be flipping everywhere. And if you do it like that, then they can't catch you and then you're fucked. Like, you open the parachute like that and it's not good. It's not good. Or if you open the parachute the other way around, like when you're flipped over, it's not good either. There's a way that you got to open the parachute when you're falling with your belly towards the ground and like in a position. And you have some missions as well. So it's not enough that I'm jumping out of a fucking plane with my own parachute. No, there's missions. So there's things that you got to do in order to pass. So the first thing is like you got to look at the altimeter, because imagine you're falling like 200 kilometers per hour. And I don't know if you've for sure done that. You're driving in a car and you take your hand outside and the wind moves it. And then if you do it like this, it's less, this aerodynamics. It's that. So if I look at my altimeter and if I like do it in a weird way, I'm going to start like losing control. So it's all about, the first thing is like about looking at the and practicing opening the parachute. So there's a thing in your back which you got to pull out so that the parachute opens. And you can't just like do it like that, because then there's no resistance on the right side. So you're going to start, you just got to like balance it out with the left hand. And that's what you're practicing. They're holding you. And while this whole thing is happening, you've got signs. So people, you can't hear shit. So they're telling you, you got to arch your back more. You got to put your legs together. You got to spread. Your legs are like this. They're like, keep it relaxed, you know, like, and shit, like, it's like so many things that you have to do. And you have to take a look at like, when I'm at 2,000 meters, I got to do the wave and I got to fucking open my parachute. So there's so many things happening, and you jump and it's called sensory overload. For me, it was a millisecond. Like, I didn't know what was going on. Like, I'm going up in this airplane and you don't even have, like, people are thinking, so did you have how were you feeling when on the first jump? And I was like, I didn't have time to feel anything, because you're sitting there with your instructors and they're like checking your parachute and telling you things and being like, this is your altimeter, now we're at this much, you see what you have to do when you get out, okay, show me. So it's like you don't have time to think about anything. And then you jump, it's like 3, it's like 2, 1, and you just go, and the guy pushes you, so you don't have like the option to not go out. And man, like that fucking jump, I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, it's insane, man. It's insane to think, like, I got goosebumps right now all over to think that I did that. And yeah, it's 2,000 meters, and I do the wave and I open the parachute. And they tell you, like, so what happens is from here, the parachute moves you up, and then you can look up at the parachute and see how it opened, right? So what the photos that they showed you. And I look up, and my parachute does not open. So it's like it's like a cup like this. It's supposed to open like that, and it's like, and you have to start counting. Parachute can open up to 7, 8 seconds. If it doesn't open at 7, 8 seconds, then you have to think about cutting it and opening the reserve. So I start counting, and I count 21. That's how they said. They say, don't count 1, 2, 3 because you're gonna count way too quickly. I'm like 21, 22, 23, 24. I'm looking at the fucker, and it's not opening. 25, my first jump. 26, 27, pička ti materina, 28, and I'm getting ready for the 28. I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, fuck, 28. I fucking grab here, and it fucking opens. And I'm like, oh, and it opens improperly, right? But it's just a semi-improper. And I'm like, okay, I know what to do. So I grab those things and I pump the parachute, and it just like, it opens. And I swear to you, that was the fullest breath I took in my entire life. Holy shit, man. It opens. I do the test, left, right. If it's working, brakes. If it's working, it's all working. Perfect. Now I can take a look at the landing. So it's not like, oh my God, I'm gonna, take a look around and enjoy the views. It's like, fuck, I gotta look at the landing. Where am I at right now? Okay, I'm at this much meters. What are the others doing? Where's the wind blowing? How should my landing pattern be? And I had like a few minutes to just enjoy. And that was so nice to just be like there and look around, see the beauty. And then I was like, okay, let's make sure that we land where we're supposed to land. And I fucking landed perfectly. I'm not gonna lie to you. The first time ever. But you get a bigger parachute. So the first 2 or 3 jumps, you get a huge parachute, which is very easy to land and very slow. And I fucking landed it like that. So smooth on the ground. I was so proud of myself. And we go back. You sit on a bus and people are telling you what you did. And by the way, you're supposed to have a thing in your ear. Like in my helmet, I had like a little thing where they're supposed to communicate to me via radio to tell me when I'm supposed to flare. This means it's very dangerous if you as you're reaching the ground, you're going quite fast. And if you make a mistake of fully braking, so like this is full acceleration, and if you put both of them down, this is full brake. And as it slows down, it's gonna lift you up and slow you down. If you do that high up, like it's at 5 meters or 10 meters, you're probably gonna just drop down and break both of your legs. So you don't want that to happen. If you do it too late, and 1 meter, if it's too late, you're gonna fucking go full throttle, hit the ground. So the way that they explained it to me is when you see a recognizable height, and you're like 2 meters above ground, like from if you were to jump off from this roof, that's when you gotta flare. So when you think that you should flare, give it another second or 2 seconds. And look in front of you. Don't look down, look in front of you. But they're supposed to tell you when to flare. So there's a guy looking at you and he's telling you flare now, so that this doesn't happen the first. So you get like a little bit of a experience before you start doing it on your own. My fucking radio didn't work. I didn't hear shit. I was all alone. First jump, I was all alone. He said, you didn't hear me, right? I said, no, the radio didn't work. He said, you fucking flared perfectly. You landed perfectly. So we go back. You sit on a bus that takes you from the landing place back to the hangar where you go pack the parachute and whatever. And there's one person missing. And panic starts going. Where the fuck did anybody see her land? No, nobody saw her land. What? You went on a bus, nobody saw her land? People start going out, start searching for her everywhere. Like 10 minutes later, she comes with a car. Somebody, she's with a parachute, gets out of a car. She's like, hey, I landed so far away. She shows us on the maps. Like, it's a huge landing zone. And she landed so fucking far, bro. Somebody with a car saw her, picked her up, like some random person. She was like, hey, sorry, can you please drive me there? He drove her there, but she finished the AFF course in a record time. She's like insane. She was some competitor doing some physical stuff, like she's really like athletic, and she really likes skydiving. So it's the best thing to happen to her, because for somebody else that might be like, okay, I'm never gonna skydive again. For her, it was like, when are we going again? This was so fun. I gotta fix my mistake. But yes, she landed way, 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 way. That was my first jump. My first jump. It was a tough one. Then the third one is where you graduate from two people holding you to one person holding you, and you have to demonstrate that they let you go, and you have to demonstrate that you're not gonna lose control. And I failed that one, which makes sense because of my back, because I do have like a thing where I don't know how to explain it on any language, to be honest. Anyway, I wasn't able to fall properly, so I went into a into a wind tunnel where I practiced it. So I'm there like flying, and there's this guy holding me and explaining and telling me, come, turn around, turn back around, go up, go down. Like, it was really cool to get to learn all these things, because you're falling for like a minute, free fall. And this was like 10 jumps. You got like 10 minutes in there, and this guy's like really teaching you and explaining to you. After that, he can talk to you and tell you it's not like just like movements, he actually fucking explains to you and shows you what you're doing wrong. When I went back to skydive, I was so confident. I was free falling. I was doing things like that. Easy. Then the seventh jump is the jump where it's kind of like an exam jump, where you have just this one person, and if he has to hold you, you failed. So you have to demonstrate that you have to lose your balance. So you jump out of a plane in a sense that you don't have balance, and you have to regain it to demonstrate that in case that you start losing control, that you can stop losing control. Then you have to do a backflip. Then you have to do like 360 degrees, other direction. Then you come to him. Then you go back. Like, you got to demonstrate that you can do stuff while free falling. So skydiving is actually a lot about this free fall. It's so much about, like, for me, I thought it was going to be, I jump out of a plane, open the parachute, and I enjoy the views. But it's not like that. The way that it is actually is, you just want to get up in the air as quickly as you possibly can, to just like jump as many times in a day. And this free fall is what it's about. It's people are doing during this free fall things where they hold each other and they do like these pirouettes and stuff, and they're doing random things there. And then they open the parachute and just quickly want to go down so that they catch the plane again, run to the hangar, quickly pack their parachute, and then jump again on the plane. I was thinking, I want to finish the AFF course, then I want to have my skydiving license, and I want to go to like Dubai, jump there. I want to jump out of a helicopter. I want to go to nice places. Whenever I travel somewhere, I want to go and jump from there to see the place from up. Man, was I wrong. Like, you need to have X amount of jumps. Like, you need to be jumping 2-3 times a month minimum in order to like stay fresh and to be allowed to jump anywhere else other than your club. So if I want to go to jump in Dubai, I need to have this many jumps in my repertoire, and only then they will allow me to do it. So it's ridiculous. It's something that I didn't know. And I stopped skydiving, but only after my 13th or 14th jump. I successfully did the 7th. Then 8th jump, you're a solo skydiver, but only in your club. After the 28th jumps, the 29th is the actual exam jump, where I didn't make it that far, where you have to like really demonstrate a bunch of things and have to do like a theory exam, and then you get the skydiving license. And only then you're allowed to, jump really freely. 8th jump was where I did a thing of my bucket list. I scratched a thing of my bucket list, because 8th jump is a real solo jump. Like, really, you go up in the air with a bunch of, and I was going up in the air with tandem people. So I was there and I was like, oh, I'm cool, man. I used to be like them. Now I'm like jumping alone with my own parachute, my own backpack. It was so cool to like jump, because you got to jump first. So you go in there, whoa, jump, and you do like backflips and shit. It was awesome. It was awesome. The first time that I did tandem, people, it's just like when they jump. It was really cool. And now I was the one doing the so The 8 jump, the mission is like you still get missions. And the 8 jump, the mission was for me to go ahead and do the same thing that I did in the first jump. So nobody's holding me, but I have to just like practice pulling the parachute and just look at the altimeter. Man, that same jump, same things I did. What felt like a millisecond the first time I did it, I was done with it and I was like, I'm on 3,000 meters. Like I have so much time left. So I was just free falling, enjoying. It was like really weird. I was in the air, free falling. I was like, there's so much time, just, and then, because they teach you look at the horizon, right? You got to keep your chin up and look at the horizon. Don't look down for whatever reason. And I was like, why shouldn't I look down? So I looked down. Oh my God. Like, oh my God. I fully understand why they say don't look down. Because I looked down and I swear to you, I like, look at how fucking goosebumped I am. I saw fully the ground down under. I saw the grass, man. I saw the fucking grass in so much detail. Like the vision was like so blurry on the edges. But you look at it and the focus was insane. I didn't know how the fuck is this possible that I saw so well. And I was like, looked at the altimeter like, oh my God, it's time for me to pull the fucking parachute. Like I'm going to hit the ground. Like I thought that I was going to hit the ground. And I look and I'm over like 2,500 meters. I'm like, holy shit, I got so much time. And I was like, fuck, come on. Just please, come on already. 2,000, fuck it. Like I'm opening the shit. Like the better, like the more jumps you have, the lower you're going to open. So it goes from 2,000 to 1,500, I think, is when you open. Because if you open at 2,000, you still have time to like, think about opening a parachute and make these decisions. And it was fucking insane to see the ground in that much detail. I will never forget that moment. I will never forget it. And after I jumped the 8th time, I was like, for me, that was I went home and I was like, oh my God, I fucking did it. I did it. I skydived alone, and it felt amazing. I was walking home like, wow. But the 6th, 7th, and 8th jump I did back to back to back. So I thought that like we're going to be doing 1 jump a day, maybe 2 jumps a day, like one in the beginning, one in the middle of the day. Nah, man, just like, come on, quickly, pack it, let's go. Are you ready? Let's go. Come on, we're going to miss the flight. Like, bro, I just fucking, my heart is like this. I cannot go up again. How can you guys do this? Like, it was crazy. And then I went a few more times, and the thing is, you got to pack your own parachute, right? And the way that this works is it was one thing for me during theory that I don't understand anything. When there's like people explaining to me how to pack a parachute in German, and they don't seem to give a fuck. Like they're doing other things and there's like, yeah, you got to like follow the lines, do it like this. Now, they did explain it once fully and everybody's watching, and then you're supposed to practice it on like a dummy parachute and stuff like that. But I kind of missed all those things because I didn't trust myself to pack that parachute, and nobody cared. It's not like they're like, Peter, you're not doing this, you gotta come and do this. No, they're like, just keep jumping. And then they were like, bro, why are you not packing your parachute? It's your 10th jump, you gotta pack your own parachute. And I was like, I didn't learn anything. So then I was supposed to do it, and the way that works is there's checkpoints. So you're on your own up until a checkpoint, when then somebody just goes quickly and checks it, and it's like, yeah, next checkpoint. And I was like, fuck that, I'm not gonna. And what happened is when I came back to do it, like to do another jump and to do like the safety thing that you need to do like yearly, a guy was telling me that he packed his parachute wrong, in the sense that when you finish packing, there's a thing called the pod. It's like a black kind of thing that you're supposed to, where the parachute is inside of, and you have to put that in the backpack. But it's really important how you put that in the backpack. And the one thing that they tell you is, once you've packed your parachute, you'll probably want to go to the toilet, drink some water, whatever. But do that only after you've put the pod in your backpack. Don't make the mistake of like putting it there and then going to pee and coming back, because you're going to be like, did I flip it or did I not flip it? Because you have to do like this thing where you kind of turn it around. I'm not sure what exactly it was. Like, do you flip it like that, like this, or turn it around? But based on what you do there, if you fuck up and you forget that you did it, then your left is not going to go left, it's going to go right. Your right is going to go left. Full power will mean full brake, and full brake will mean full power. So everything will be reversed. And that happened to a colleague that was learning how to skydive as well. And he was like, I cannot land with this. And he cut away the parachute and opened the reserve. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I was scared of, that and other things. But hey, if you want to do the skydiving course, don't worry, because the reserve parachute is packed by a professional and it has to be renewed every year or every time that it is opened. So you pack your parachute, whatever, but the reserve parachute is the one that has to be like secure and safe. So chances of you not having like both parachutes not opening are very, very minimal. It's more about the landing, man. Like, people get fucked during the landing because they misjudge or they land somewhere where they're not supposed to. It's scary. But it's, jumping out of a plane is very fun. Jumping out of a plane is very fun. I just don't get how chill they are about everything, man. Because there's a guy, they're supposed to do a check for you. Like, you have so many things that they have to check, and they do the checks on you while you're a student. But as soon as you're not a student, nobody does the checks anymore. So the skydivers, when I went to eat dinner with them, they were telling me these stories where, yeah, the guy forgot to like fucking do the middle thing in here. So when he realized that that's happening and he had to he had to hold it with his hand and he opened the parachute and almost he dislocated his shoulder because of the way that it pulls you. It's ridiculous, the stories that I've heard. And when they kick a person out of the airplane because his parachute opened and stuff like that. It's ridiculous. Yeah, skydivers are crazy people, man. I could have realized all of that before if I watched the YouTube. Like, I'm sure that there's people talking about this. And if not here, I'm talking about it now. So it exists on YouTube. But I didn't look. I went full in for it and I enjoyed it. I did it and I'm very happy that I did. I didn't finish. I still, I guess, have the chance to do it. It's been 4 years ago now. The last time that I wanted to go, I actually sat on my motorcycle and started going towards Wiener Neustadt, and my navigation didn't work. Like, I have an in-ear, like a earphone, and then I listen to Google Maps, what it tells me, and it didn't tell me anything. And I was like, what is going on? I had this bad feeling, and I went home, and that day the airplane broke. Like, it didn't break mid-air, but it got back and it couldn't start it up anymore. Like a wing or some shit broke. I don't fucking know what it was. Either way, I was like, nah, I did it enough of times. Maybe I finish it, but I'm happy that I did it. I'm really happy that I did it. It changed my view of life in a bunch of ways. It taught me that there's no need to prepare and over prepare. Improvising is good. It taught me that there's a bunch of people who really like adrenaline and that I am not an adrenaline junkie at all. I also realized that paragliding is more for me. Paragliding is more for me. I might do that. I still didn't sign up. Maybe next year, and actually be like a bird, actually soar through the air and look around. I looked at some videos and stuff for that. I still didn't go full in the way that I should, I guess, before committing. Because I don't know, I think that it's also the same way. There's like thermal and whatever. It's so much more complicated than it seems. And I just want to fucking fly like a bird and just enjoy. I enjoy heights. People are scared of heights. I fucking love heights. So yeah, that's my skydiving story. It was a great experience. It's not a chill thing to do. I thought it was going to be chill for some reason. I don't know why I thought. Views were amazing, and the feeling that you get is, if you don't want to do a skydiving like fully course, at least do a tandem jump. That is you don't have to know anything about anything, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and I can recommend it, but know what you're getting yourself into. It's not for me. Paragliding is more for me, I would think. Yeah, I guess that's it. There's no point of the story other than do whatever the fuck you want to do, man. Have a good time in life. And I'm here. I'm alive. It's all good. Parachute opened every time. And yeah, it did. It did also twist me a few times. Once it twisted me, not a few times. It twisted me once. It was terrifying. But it was fun. It was fun. It was like, twisted your shit.